Hey guys, good morning. As you can see, it's very miserable and rainy outside. So today I thought I would just take you through some videos and some photos of all the stuff that I have done on my property so far. It was raw land when I got it. So it's been quite a journey, even to just get the small amount that I have done. But I will kind of go through all that and share with you the last couple years and all the fun times that I've had. So yeah, I'm just gonna grab my tea and we'll get rolling. Oh my God, that is so hot. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna let that cool for just a minute. All right.
So here we are in a brand new city, brand new adventure. My dog and I spent about 8 months going back and forth between where we lived and here, looking for a new place. Took a while to get all the parts kind of together and the pieces moved and the horses moved over here, but we finally made it out to start our brand new adventure together. Here is the property when I first purchased it. So couldn't afford to buy anything that had a house or structures or even a well or anything on that. So I ended up buying raw land. My goal was obviously to have as much acreage as possible. So in order to do that, I just had to kind of start with a blank canvas, which is really what I wanted, because I wanted to kind of be able to customize and build it the way I wanted to, but I knew it would not be an easy road. So here is looking at a lot of the first pictures of my first lovely contractor who kind of left everything in a bit of a mess, um, and ended up walking off the job. So that was fun. But yeah, that's kind of what I was left with after the first few months of being here. It was a little disconcerting because I was just didn't know what to do. Here's some pictures after I had a second contractor come out. I think he spent about 4 days out of 9 months on my property and just left me with a ton of stuff to do. So by this point, I was completely done with contractors, period. And I said, F it, I'm just going to do it myself because apparently I can't rely on anybody to do anything right. So here is the piles of wood and stuff that was left in my pasture behind my pond. And this is where he attempted to dig out my pond a little bit and put all the dirt on the sides. So yeah, this is the last time I guess professional touched my property. At this point, things were starting to get a little bit overgrown. Uh, my brush hog and tractor did not want to go over this length of grass, so I did end up renting a little brush hog thing from Home Depot. And after about, I don't know, an acre of doing that in the summer, I decided that, okay, it's time to break down and get a track steer with a brush hog attachment on the front, which was way fun and got the job done really fast. Here is me attempting to burn the piles of wood that were left. I bought a propane torch, thought that would do it. Didn't really burn. Of course, those piles were filled with a ton of dirt. So I ended up renting a track steer again, this time with a grapple bucket. And here I am trying to drive with one hand as I'm filming. And I think I'm trying to also use the grapple with one hand as well. So yeah, but it was definitely a lovely learning experience. I had a ton of fun, of course, but it took me about 2 weeks roughly to really dismantle all the piles and try to get a bunch of that dirt that I had moved into some lower spots of where my pasture area was going to be. So yeah, it was just a kind of a big mess, and it took quite a while. So um, basically, my reasoning was I'm going to take out the wood to get it dried so that I can eventually burn it. So as you can see, it's just basically dirt and some wood in there sparingly, but I had to go in there and try and separate all the stumps and all the wood from these piles just to be able to eventually get some fencing up to get my horses on this property. So um, here I am, okay, doing what you're not supposed to do, which is have your bucket up in the air while you're driving. Okay, I get it now. But you know, I lessons were learned, and but here I am trying to I think move some of my dirt again down to those lower portions of the pasture because they were very prone to flooding at that point. And I, just winging it, but having a blast doing it. So, and probably driving way too fast.
Okay, so sidebar really quick. The little orange tractor is not the first tractor I actually tipped over. I completely forgot. I did actually go ass up in the track steer I rented. Oh, don't tell Sunbelt. Um, but yeah, I was going behind my pond and had a bunch of sand in my bucket, and it was like really heavy, wet sand, and I was trying to move it, and the front track, part of the track or whatever, sank. And yeah, there's a reason why they make you wear those safety belts before you're even allowed to go forward. And yeah, I was very happy that that was a feature. Um, anyway, but I did write it up myself. Nobody was there to see it, by the way, which is kind of funny. But I guess I don't know. I was hoping somebody would film it because it was quite shocking. But yeah, so I guess I should come with a warning label.
So here are those piles again. Just starting to get them down. Oh, I call those my bodies. They're like my little bodies in the field. Those are all the stumps I removed from the piles. This is pretty much towards the end of that project. Those are about to be moved to the side to dry some more. So, yeah, just had a big pile of wood sitting on the side, but I needed it out of my pasture so I could get my horses on. There I am, moving all the extra wood that I found as I was kind of going around. Oh, and here is where I cut down the trees for my driveway. So I got the biggest damn chainsaw I could find. I don't know why. It's way too heavy for me, but it's I got a 24-inch blade. And so I first learned how to fell trees and did it on my own driveway. So that was pretty rad. And then I was using the track steer to pull the trees out of there. So this is kind of afterwards. I mean, obviously the stumps are still there, but the main part, the main opening got done. So that was pretty exciting. And then I got all the trees out of the way and got some dirt down there to kind of give a little bit more support and stuff. Here I am bringing my tractor out to start rototilling and rototilling, and it looks so nice. Finally getting somewhere, getting things looking level and nice and fluffed up, and ready to seed. And oh, and there's where I rototilled my phone. And that was the first time. The last time was literally only a month ago. So I'm the only person who's been to like the phone store twice and been like, hey, I rototilled my phone. Anyway, so there we are. You can see the pond now. The piles are down. Everything's looking much better. And this is where I actually had a third contractor come in to do my driveway because that I could not do. So they were able to remove the stunts in the driveway, bring in a ton of extra fill dirt. They kind of moved the icky dirt out of the way and put it on the sides, and then brought in a ton of extra dirt that would compact well, much better than what I had, and maybe a little gravel pad there as well. These are the hay huts that I use now. I had to go down probably about 3 hours away to go pick those up, but brought them back home, got those put together. Best invention ever, by the way, if you have horses and do round bales. They are fantastic. So um, let's see. Oh, here is after I seeded. So I have like a broadcast seeder, and I got some Bahia seed on there, and no rain anywhere in sight. So I actually got sprinklers out there in a failed attempt to try and water it. This is me building my gate. It's just 2 posts with a big, gate that I got from Tractor Supply, but it works. And yeah, I was pretty proud of myself for doing that. So got that all painted up nice and black, and got a little shrub next to it. And oh, and this is where I got very excited about solar lighting and like literally put them everywhere on my property when I first got out there. So it was, that was fun. They're still there, a lot of them, but yeah. Anyway, this is the fencing going up, just the corner posts and the middle posts, which are for the middle gates that I have there. This is my well going in. They kind of messed up my gravel pad. Unfortunately, I should have had them come out first, but I guess they couldn't have gotten on the property without a driveway. And yay, there we go. That well is 460 feet deep, so pretty deep well. Getting into that aquifer. There's my pump, and this is the fencing that I used. They're just T-posts that have a cover that comes with like a fencing kit that you can put over the T-posts, and so I just spread those 10 feet apart and got those pounded in and then covered them. Here's my gate. Gone in, got that painted too, got the hardware all installed and everything. So the woodpecker liked these colors, was very attracted to the black and red. So that's my buddy. So there's my 2 gates for my 2 pastures that I have. And I think, oh, there is where I put my electric or my solar system in for my gate, so I can open and close it, an automatic gate opener. And welcome to the bunny farm, of course. That's where I built my deck for my shed. And there's my shed that I put up, which was not easy at all. It took like 2 days because it looks easy, but you have to hold the whole thing together. Like, it's ridiculous. There's a beautiful sunset. My grass looks so plentiful there. This is me putting up the tension hot wire for my pastures, and there's the wire up on the pasture. So learned a lot too about that, and just a finale. And this is the day that I was able to move the horses onto the property, and they're just like, what? So they had a blast though, and loved the fresh grass. And yeah, so it was just such a wonderful, joyous day, like such a big day for me to finally get them out there, to be in their forever home, which to me, as somebody who's moved around as much as I have, that was super, super special. So yeah, just enjoy the crazy.
Great, guys. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's been a blast. I'm so happy I could share kind of the background of my story with you all. And please stick around because I'm hoping to get a forest mulcher or an excavator soon and learn how to do that. So if you want to see some really entertaining footage, I would definitely hit subscribe. All right, bye.